Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Steve,
And I'm Scott,
and together we're Backyard Musings.
and we are the Science and Technology Channel, passing on information that is supposedly coming from the experts.
We are not the experts.
No.
I'm on location in Lehi, Utah. I'm looking for the elusive Rocky Mountain Sasquatch. Its habitat is here, so I'm looking.
Good luck.
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yep. All right.
Okay, we've talked about this topic before, but I guess it came up again. Not all alcoholic beverages are perceived equally, with red wine often considered a healthier option. This belief stems from its high resveratrol content, an antioxidant with anti-inflammatory properties, thought to offer cancer protection. Epidemiologists evaluate the potential cancer protective effects of red wine by comparing its associated cancer risks to those of white wine. Would you like to know more?
And again, we are definitely not experts on white
No,
or
not.
researchers from Brown University School of Public Health have tested this assumption. In a new study, they analyzed data from 42 observational studies involving nearly 96,000 participants to compare.
A lot.
That is a lot. To compare cancer risks associated with red and white wine. The research, co-led by Yong Cho, an associate professor for epidemiology and dermatology, found no clear evidence that red wine reduces cancer risk. Additionally, the study found no overall increase in cancer risk from wine consumption, regardless of the type. So, there you go.
Quote, we conducted a comprehensive meta-analysis to assess whether red wine is truly a healthier choice than white wine, Cho said. Our analysis included as many published epidemiological studies as possible that separately explored the relationship between red and white wine consumption and cancer risk. The results revealed no significant difference in cancer risk between red and white wine overall. However, we did observe a distinction when it came to skin cancer risk. Specifically, the consumption of white wine, but not red wine, was associated with an increased risk of skin cancer.
In fact, the researchers calculated a 22% increased risk of skin cancer associated with white wine compared to red wine. The reasons for this remain unclear. Researchers suggest that heavy consumption of wine may correlate to high-risk behaviors such as indoor tanning and inadequate sunscreen use. However, it is unclear why white wine in particular is the culprit.
The study also found a stronger association between white wine intake and increased overall cancer risk among women. Probably because a lot of women drink wine. I don't know. That's probably their favorite beverage. This finding warrants further investigations into potential underlying mechanisms. The meta-analysis done by the team is the first study of its kind and challenges the belief that red wine is healthier than white. It also points to the need for further study into the association between white wine consumption and cancer risk, particularly in women.
Alcohol, specifically the ethanol in alcoholic beverages, metabolizes, holy cow, am I destroying that word?
Metabolizes,
thank you. Metabolizes into compounds that damage DNA and proteins, contributing to cancer risk. In 2020, excessive alcohol consumption was linked to more than 740,000 cancer cases worldwide, accounting for 4.1% of all cases. So it's a huge number, but the low percentage. So I don't know.
Yeah, I guess is it worth the risk of getting happy drinking that wine day after day when there's a 4.1% risk you may get skin cancer? Are you willing to take that? I don't know. I mean, we live by a word of wisdom to eat healthily and to not eat certain things, and alcohol is one of the things that we don't do, and for obvious reasons.
Right. Again, maybe with the like they were saying earlier, the risk that you're taking by drinking the wine or alcohol and maybe not using a sunscreen, or maybe not using a high enough SPF sunscreen, or staying out in the sun too long. I don't know. It just, yeah, it's kind of, I don't know. I don't know if I would take the chance. So, I mean, I used to partake of the alcoholic beverages years ago. It's been a number of years since I have, and I'm glad that I don't. Not necessarily because of this kind of situation, but just the lack of control you have when you're doing that. So, not saying anything, you know. I mean, it's legal in this country, so do what you got to do. But yeah,
Well, marijuana is legal too in certain parts of the country, but doesn't mean it's healthy for you and that you take it, you know?
yeah, we've talked about that. So, but
Yeah.
again, it is, but you know, a lot of people, I know there's a lot of people that will argue that those things, not only alcohol, but also marijuana or recreational drug use, is not good. You know, it doesn't really add to your cognitive improvement, right? I mean, it's there to make you relaxed and not in control. And that just, yeah, that's too scary for me. So,
I want to point out that this study just looked at the metadata. They didn't do any tests on people. They just culled through, probably using an AI program, and went through a lot of medical data to look for, you know, things that were common or stuff like that. So I guess with AI, we can start doing that more and find correlations and then move the research further along, which is good.
right. And is that better than at least what we've frowned upon, or you frowned upon, is the simulators, right? Simulations and stuff. Metadata is probably a step above that.
Yeah, well, a bunch of steps ahead
Yeah,
because it's taking live data, which it would take a person months or years to go through 90,000 records. But now with AI, it can go pretty quickly. You set the parameters and boom, pulls out the information. Whereas studies, you're setting variables and if this or that and making assumptions. Yeah.
right. And who comes up with the length of these studies, right? How do you know? How do you know if you went another year, would it throw the numbers all off, or if you went another 10 years, would it throw it all off? But then again, we don't have time for some of these studies. So AI in this particular case is going to help a
All right,
lot.
folks. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Take care, everyone. Thanks.